Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are. We are here again today to speak to you about the mandate of God that you should get yourself prepared to go with Jesus Christ to his everlasting kingdom when he comes the second time. Now, today we want to look at the role of husbands, and my own speech is going to be on the role of a in time past. Men and women went into marriage with very clear ideas about their duties and responsibilities. The husband went out to work while the wife remained home and cooked, cleaned, and brought up the children. The responsibility of the traditional wife was to make home a place of order, peace, and tranquility. Whenever the husband came back in the evening to rejuvenate himself. However, this reality is entirely different today. It has been found out, or it is clear to all of us, that the traditional duties as laid down by God when he established the marriage institution are now changing. More women go out to do full-time job to help the home. In some cases, the wives earn more than the husband. In some, the husband is unemployed and stayed at home while the wife goes to work outside the home. These realities mean that the responsibilities around the home have to be revised. The husband is no longer the primary breadwinner, and it is no longer realistic for the wife to do it all at home by herself. So, dear listeners, we are inviting you, please share, follow, and like as we will continue with this program. I wish you happy listening.
Well, welcome to another fresh and a new episode of IDILE ALAYO, courtesy Concerned Christian Outreach that is situated here in Nigeria. I want to thank you for the time out to watch the last episode of this program, and we are here this week to serve you a very fresh dish. With me in the house rather, I have the convener of the program, our mother, Chief Mrs. Adinole Taiwo, who has just spoken to you. You are welcome, ma'am.
Welcome.
I also have in attendance a member of the group. She is Evangelist Bisi Obiseson. You are welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Which is responsibility of the husband in a home. I have with me in the house a man of God. And the church who is a husband.
Thank you very much.
husband is someone that organizes, that coordinates, and controls the affairs of the family. The husband is the one that is able to put things together, provide good leadership for the home.
So that is the definition that is biblical of a husband.
Um,
I would like to ask other people in the house, maybe they have one or two things to add to this definition.
I would like to add just one or two sentences. The word husband is said to have been derived from Arabic word, which is hubi, Hubby, and it means my love. It is from that the word husband is said to have been derived. Since it means my love, that means it could be used for both women and men at the same time. At the same time, we should also note that the person we call a husband is a male in
It says, husband, love your wife, even as Christ also loved the church. So the husband must love the wife. The husband must make the wife to feel happy and to be appreciated at home. The husband, there are generation of husbands that are threats to the wife. They come, they beat. No, no. The husband, according to the word of God, must make the wife to feel at home. Together, there must also be the provision. The Bible talks about something in the book of First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 and 4. It said the husband should give due benevolence to the wife. Due benevolence. So these are the responsibilities of the husband.
Do we have addition from our mommies?
We have talked, in most cases, it is said that the husband should respect and love the wife. But the type of respect that some husbands give does not fit in. So they have forgotten that house duty is is very is very difficult. It takes a lot of energy, and the man should be able to respect the woman in that aspect. So it is the duty of the man to respect the woman, but how? he should appreciate what she does. Thank you.
You are welcome, ma'am. Really appreciate you. In a nutshell, the responsibility of the husband varies. And from what our guests and our mommy has said, I would like to quickly give a brief summary of the responsibility of husbands, starting from directing the affairs of the home. Then we have loving the wife, then making provision for their needs in the house, then training of the children, the way the children are brought up. This is very, very essential for peace and harmony to be in the marriage. Sir, I would like to ask, the teaching of the New Testament clearly shows that women are to be respected, referred, and treated as equal. In your own opinion, sir, how far do you think that husband believes in this design of God and act accordingly?
Thank you. When we talk about husband, we need to clarify it. We have husbands that are well trained, and we have husbands that are ignorant. So the well trained husband, especially those that are trained in the line of God's word, the husband that went through counseling, we know that the husband are supposed to respect the wife, to reference the wife, to support the wife. Of course, in most churches, there is counseling before marriage. So these are the things they are taught, that these are the things you do when you get married. You support yourself, you assist yourself. You don't treat your wife as someone that is inferior to yourself. These are people that go for such counseling. Their homes are always different from the other type of husband that feel that you sit down here and the head in this place. You know that these people, they don't have knowledge at all. So I call them ignorant husband. So to my own perspective, I just feel that the ignorant husband, they don't follow the New Testament order of how it's supposed to be. But those that went to, because even in the church, even among the born again, some, they only come and tell you, Pastor, I want to get married, without undergoing counseling. And before you know what is happening, they start having problem because they are not trained. That you are of age does not mean you know what it means to run the affairs of the home. You need to be counseled.
Thank you, sir. Mommy, you have anything to add to that?
Thank you, Zamagato. I think to some husbands, when you look at nowadays, you find out that most of our men, or shall we say most of the husbands we have in this generation, they want to copy from themselves. They want to copy from other homes without looking at their own home. What do I mean by this? You find out that they don't want to walk in line with God's injunction. They want to walk the way you are walking. They want to do the way you run the affairs of your own. And now there is comparison. There is comparison in the sense that you now find out that instead of them to have a sort of about 95% love for their own wives at home, they now want to see their wife as the other way around. And that is why they now compare what happens in Mr. A's house to their own. A little thing the wife does or creates problems, and it will turn their wife into punching bags, which is not what the Bible says. So I think what we need with the new generation now is that they need to be counseled, just as the pastor has said. Whoever does not have enough counseling before marriage, you will find out that at the end of the day, most of the marriages collapse. So I think husbands are supposed to be a sort of security. They need to secure the let me put it this way, they need to secure the mentality of their wives, so that the wife will not feel that he has gone into the wrong hand.
Thank you, ma'am. Then we can say in a nutshell, those husbands who treat their wives as second-class citizens in their home, they are ignorant.
Yeah.
So refer to them as ignorant
Husbands,
husbands.
yes.
And I would like this opportunity to advise that if you are in this category, it's not too late to acquire knowledge. If you don't go for seminar before marriage, you can go for what? Seminar after marriage, so that peace can reign in such a home. Thank you very much. Sir, I would like to ask how some husbands sometimes use their headship role as a club to get their own way is somehow worrisome. What can they do to prevent this? You know, they lock themselves over their wives. Anything they want is the final. They don't give them chance to even express their feel. I think this question is somehow related to what you have said before. But what can the men, the husbands now do to prevent this kind of character?
Yes, like we have just said the other time, most husbands that are not well informed, they mismanage their homes. Firstly, that Jesus Christ is the head of the home, the invisible head of the home. The husband is the physical head of the home. So the physical head of the home must take instruction from the invisible head of the home. So you don't just control or manage your home the way you like. You don't just use your position to maltreat your wife. Jesus Christ, we are given an analogy from that Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 to 27. See, husband should love the wife as Christ loved the church. There's a we have to look at ourselves. Am I doing it as Christ loved the church? So the way Jesus is relating to the church is the way the husband should relate to the wife. Jesus did not enforce himself on the church. He gave himself. In fact, he died for the church. He washed the feet of the disciples. He served the church. So if the husband has this mentality that I should be like Jesus Christ in my home, then there will be no need to enforce or to coerce or to bamboozle the wife to do things. So it's still based on misinformation.
In addition, ma'am?
Perhaps to put it in a clearer way, I think the husbands, as earlier said, they should be like Jesus Christ. Their role in this case should be leader servants. They should be leader servants. They should not expect the wife to do everything for them. Even when taking decisions, they should be patient enough to listen to the wife and then see reason in what she's saying. But in a nutshell, what I will say is that husbands should know that whatever they do, they should do it to the glory of God. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And I would like to ask Evangelist Mrs. Bishop whether there is another point to carry to this.
To some extent, the husband should be Christ-like, as we have said, and the husband should try as much as possible to make the home very lively. One thing I know is that they should try as much as possible to let the marriage be not enduring. A marriage should not be endured. A marriage should not be managed. It's supposed to be enjoyed. So the husband is supposed to make the woman at home to enjoy the marriage. Once a woman starts enduring, breakup is at the corner. And I believe Jesus has not taught us this. The man is supposed, whatever is happening in the house, even when there is any issue in the house, the husband is supposed to go for a while, seek the face of the Lord, and come back to the wife. Let her see reason along with you. Not even when the wife is hot, the man is supposed to take everything cool and come back and calm down the situation to make the home enjoyable.
Thank you very much, man. Then we can say that a good husband needs wisdom of God, especially someone that is reading Bible to know what the Bible says about marriage. And I mean, from that one, the person can get to know what are expected of him. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to ask, sir, it is a common phenomenon now whereby we see the husband keeping something from the wife or the wife keeping something from the husband. Some women will build a house without knowledge of their husband, while the husband can even have a fat bank account somewhere else. This thing is now prevalent. What do you think can be done to remedy this situation, sir?
Thank you.
Everybody live a secret life.
Thank you very much. Like I said earlier, lack of knowledge on the world is what is causing this. If you look at man at the beginning, the Bible talks about the fact that the two of them were naked and were not ashamed. So meaning what? The nakedness means that they were not hiding anything from themselves. So some might be thinking it's physical nakedness. That nakedness does not just imply physical nakedness. It means I have to be naked before my wife, financially too. This is who I am. This is my level. This is my ability. So we need to be open to ourselves. When you look at it critically, you will discover that mistrust or lack of trust is what is making people to be hiding things from themselves. And then in a case where the partner has maybe he has broken the trust the person had on him or her, you will see the person keeping things to, and it's not supposed to be. You are supposed to be open to one another. You are supposed to be open. There should be nothing like a secret account. There should be nothing like a secret building. Everything should be open. And the husband should not cheat on the wife. If I'm open to you, that does not mean that you have to be emptying my account. That is sinful. You should understand it is sinful. If I open to you, this is the amount I have, then you are now using that to cheat me. It's a sin. We should be open to one another. The wife should not build secretly. As a matter of fact, if the husband is building, it's not just the husband that is building, the family is building. The building should be in the name of the family. It's not the husband. The reason is that when the man dies, only God knows the person that will go first. When the husband dies, that building may not be for the family. For the immediate nuclear family. The extended family can just come one day and say, this is for our brother, and we are taking it from you. So we should not hide anything. We should be open. Things should be done according to the word.
Thank you, sir.
Can I say, when you look into financial management of the home, there are various ways couples can employ to manage their finances. But in some cases, we have, not all cases, as I said, in some cases, we have some irresponsible men who will use the money saved by both of them in useless ways. Some may even use it to marry another wife, keep another home, and these situations reach a point of divorce. We have seen cases where the woman or the woman is left empty-handed. Now, if it is your friend that experiences this type of situation where the husband has treated the wife or has cheated the wife, definitely you will not, it will be very somehow difficult for you to trust your husband and then fall into the same situation. And because of this, you will see you keeping things
Indirect experience.
from each other. So the advice we can give is that, which I will continue to say it, whatever we do, let us do it with the fear of God. And keeping things, and it's a very serious case, please. Keeping things. I've seen a situation where somebody wants to marry, and then the person he wanted to marry had a terminal disease. And this terminal disease, she managed to keep it away from the man until they got married, and then the whole thing exploded, and at the end, the man did not know. Perhaps if the man had known earlier, there could be some assistance he could give. But see the bad end of the whole thing. The woman died in the earliest stage of the marriage, leaving a young man with high hopes of a happy home as a widower. So, what is, as Christians, we should learn to be open to each other. But at times, you may tell your secret to your partner who has not got self-discipline, and will start spreading this secret. So if a woman knows that her husband is such a man, she can keep a lot of things to herself. But I said it is very dangerous. Whatever we do as couples, the fear of God should be paramount.
So spouses should be secret keepers.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to add something.
Yes, I want to chip in that when we look at this scenario we are talking about, you find out that the whole thing starts from where the courtship started. While you are together, still saying I will marry you, or still keeping yourself as friends before it goes into relationship, before he proposes or whatever, you must have prayed over it. You are giving the go ahead. Then you start watching yourself. Once you notice that either of you is trying to hide one thing or the other, could be about the family. In the olden days, our parents will say they want to find out whether it's from a family that probably madness in their family, maybe epilepsy is in their family, or leprosy. They want to find out what type of family their children will be entering into. But this time around, most of our younger generation these days, we don't look at all those things. So, but a prayerful Christian should be able to see some of these hidden agendas, either from any one of them. So once you start noticing that something is going wrong, you have a boyfriend, even at his place of work, he cannot relate with you what goes on in his office. Start wondering, will this man be able to tell me anything? If even he has money, he continues telling you, the type of job he does, and continues telling you nothing today, nothing tomorrow, because he realizes that you have. He wants to prey on you, PREY. He wants to make you his own. He wants to be a gold digger. You should be able to know that this place is not a good area, because if by accident you get married to such a person, that's bound to be sort of secret, hidden agenda, and by the time you start knowing that, we should be able to see ourselves very well One. Then let us make sure that this thing, this relationship is truly from God. Is truly, let us put everything before God. Àdúrà ò ṣe rántí. Once you are not putting whatever you have before God, when you get married, there are some things that we later know, and one will come back to regret. You never told me this, oh, and I didn't know. Just like what mommy said, these illnesses can come anytime. There had been serious cases. A man who was once married, or probably the wife died, he had an issue. Now telling a new wife that I have no child, I've not been married, and later on, the woman gets to know that he was a widow at some times, coming back, and unfortunately, something else will have happened. What will become of that marriage? So I believe there shouldn't be any secret agenda at all, in whatever form, no matter what happened.
Thank you very much, ma'am. In a nutshell, we should not rely on our own understanding.
At all.
We should seek the face of God before we take our final decision.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, it is a known fact that women like to be loved, and they want this love to be what? To be known to them. And I want to ask, how can a man demonstrate to his wife that he loves her, even in her sad moments?
Thank you very much. Mommy has said some of the aspects of demonstrative love. Love should be demonstrative. Love should not just be professing love. It should be practical. When you look at the Bible once again, because the Bible is our standard. The Bible is our standard. Jesus gave his life for the church. So the husband should be able to give anything to the wife. Anything. In as much as it's within his capacity, should be able to give. That's the first aspect of demonstrating love. Number two, coming to the home, the husband should be able to help the wife at home. The wife is not a slave that you have to put the whole burden of the house upon her. She'll be the one to cook, she'll be the one to wash, she'll be the one to do this, she'll be the one to that. So to show love practically, as she's doing this, as a matter of fact, there can be division of labor in the house. There can be division of labor. While you're doing this, I'll be doing this. While you're doing this, I'll be doing this. I'll be helping in this area, you'll be helping in that area. And in the bad moment of the wife, the man must reassure the wife that he is there for her, must reassure her, must be by her, must back her up, that he is there for her. That is when the woman will know that truly this man loves her. It's not that at that time, that is when the man will go out in the morning and come back very late in the evening. There's no love in that.
That's my food.
There's no love in that. So the love should be practical. The man should come down. Your home is your home. You don't need to tell any person about your home. Whether you are washing, or you are sweeping, or you are cooking, your home is your home. So you come down and help your wife. That is how to love.
Thank you very much. I want our mothers to also add something to that, because they are females. So they would tell us how a man can demonstrate love to them. You're welcome, man.
One important aspect is to have, you can demonstrate your love to your wife by having sexual intimacy. But in doing this, it does not mean that the man should have his own room separate, the woman should have her own room separate. That it is only when you want to be intimate that you come together. That should not be the case. You should manage the same room, the same bed. If even you have some scruples among yourself, and then you are forced to turn your back at each other, at a stage when your back touches her back for some minutes, you will turn your face to her, and then then you will solve some things. Intimacy, sexual intimacy is very important. Then emotional intimacy, as you have said, is very important. Then women like to be pampered. Whether she's celebrating a birthday or after a hard day's work, you can pat her at the back and say, darling, you know I love you. I still love you. When you say that, you know she's going to be extremely happy. So we should always express this love, that I love you.
Any addition, ma'am?
Well, I can say that there is a situation where man will have to manage the other side of the woman, especially where they are still looking at the face of the Lord, because that is exactly the time you see homes or women in homes having problems. When it is time for the menstrual cycle, immediately a woman sees that side. No matter how, the husband will see the other side of that other face of that woman. So I think one of the ways is move close to her. Let him realize that marriage is not only for procreation. Or how do I put it that way? So it's not only for procreation. You are mine and yours. And I've not told you that I'm tired because you have not given me anything. So the husband should be able to relate very well with the woman at that particular time.
That should be reassurance.
Yes.
I still love you. Thank you very much. Sir, I have 2 Bible verses here, which I would like to read out. I want you to do a sort of what comparison, how it relates to marriage. The first one is Ephesians 5:25, which says, husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up to her. The second one is John 3:18, that says, let us not love with words and tongues only, but with actions and in truth. I think one is talking about the love of Christ for man, and one is warning us or giving us a sort of advice. So, what do you have to say about this?
Oh, the passages are just saying the same thing, but in different ways. Yes, the husband should love the wife. How? As Christ loved the church. And 1 John 3 verse 18 that you quoted said, the love should not just be in words, but in action. So it's good to say I love you, but there's a better way of even saying it. Okay, let me put it this way. Don't just say show it. There's one aspect of saying it, there's another aspect of showing it. So that passage is saying we should be practical in our love. Not just to say it. To say it is good, but I believe some people say it and yet they don't mean it. The real people that I believe really mean it are the people that are showing it. They show truly, I love this person. I'm there for her. I'm here to assist you. We are together for life. Whether things are good or not, we are together for life. I'm not going to have girlfriend outside. I will be with you. I will not come late at home because I want to avoid things. No, we are at home together. As a matter of fact, I'll be running to the house because I know there's somebody I want to meet at home. That is the real love. Practical. So it's a demonstrative love that the 2 passages are talking about, not just in words.
Thank you very much. Mommy, do you have any addition?
We have said what I have said over and over. That it's not just some people, so there are some men, when they talk, you will think they have honey in their tongue. Especially when they are still dating the lady, they can promise heaven and earth. And the lady is not the type that thinks properly, she will get lost. But immediately she's married, then she'll be warned, now you have to face realities. So whatever you need, don't worry, I will provide it. Even if the lady is sick, when they are still cutting, you will run up and down, do everything. But let her be sick. Take ordinary delivery. There are some men, they don't experience the pains a woman undergoes to deliver a baby. Just drop the woman in the hospital, then go away. After some time, when he hears that the baby has arrived, then they say they are washing the baby, call the friends, and then start drinking beer. And not, is that how to express love? Honestly, we have said most of these things. The man should help the woman do everything, make the environment comfortable. It is your duty to provide a comfortable environment for your wife, an environment where your children can develop properly, and other things. Once you do that, I think the wife should be happy. And the only thing is that you can never get any man that is going to lay down his life for his wife.
It's not the Messiah.
And please, in addition to what Mommy has said, I want to add that the husband should be happy and love the wife so much, especially when it comes to childbearing. Whatever sex, when you continuously give birth to female children, realize that the whole lot of the procreation comes from you. Whether she gives you female or through, or that she gives you male or through, it is not your own divine work. That is what God wants for you. Don't, because your wife is giving you female children, because of that, you think the best thing is for you to look outside. That is not showing love, and it's not love by action. You want to find a woman that will give you male children? No. So I want to implore our men, our husbands, to please, when it comes to childbearing, always have it in mind. The action is that whatever your wife gives you in terms of childbearing, let's accept it with love. It's a gift, a precious gift from God, which you don't know. Thank God, because most of us now, you go to the clinic, you want to go scan, you want to see the sex of your baby before it is born. There was an experience, a bitter one. A woman was giving birth to female children, sorry. First one female, second one female. The husband was a lecturer. Fourth one female. And when she had the fourth one, the husband went to greet her at the hospital. What have you delivered though? As usual. Okay, he just went back. And there and then, the woman opened her. She started bleeding. And that was how the woman died. As usual. What does it mean by as usual? A female child again. And that was the end of the woman. You know what that man did? Those of us who knew that man, I won't mention, knew that the man now started taking care of that baby all by himself. He refused to take any himself when that woman died. Have you shown her love? No.
That was love after the demise.
After the demise. So it's an appeal.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your contribution. My next question, Pastor has said something about it, but I would still like to ask a question, maybe for more explanation or points on it. The question is, to what extent can a man assist the wife with the house chores? You said something about it, that your home is your home.
Yes. The extent cannot be determined by anybody. It should be known between the husband and the wife. I want to be helping in doing this. At times the wife can make it the man, please help me to do this, help me to do that. And then of course one can say, okay, you face this, let me face this. It's what I do practically at home. So I know what I'm talking about.
Division of labor.
Yes. So it makes the home I mean, interesting. It makes it interesting. Not putting the whole body upon the woman. You know, it makes it.
And you know, the funny part is that at times the woman will be taking care of the baby. The baby is crying. She's